All right, welcome back to the Planet Paintball podcast brought to you by 1023 Sportswear. Use code Planet Paintball for 20% off and Southwest Paintball in Bayfield, Colorado. Go and hit up John if you're in the Colorado area for any of your paintball gear till the season gets turned back up there. Anyways, I got Daniel with me from OFP, local Carolina guy. How you doing, man?
Man, Hunter, thank you for having me on here. I'm doing well. How are you today?
Dude, doing good, The weather's breaking finally, which I'm super stoked about.
Glad. Enjoy it. It's nice to enjoy the sun and the 70-degree weather again. I feel like
Yes.
it's paintball season already.
Yeah, it's just getting close there for sure. Well, let's how did you find paintball, man?
So I found paintball. My older brother, Scott, he actually played with a couple of teams up in Atlanta. I'm from Atlanta, and we went we went to support him, and one of their guys didn't show up. And so I'm over here like 10 years old, 12 years old, and my brother's like, "Hey, put this gear on." So, and this is during PSP days. So, like, there's the capture the flag, you get the points for it, and however many bodies, like traditional 5-man. And so I had like some extra large jersey on, Angel, what is it? Smart Parts Ion, I think it was.
Okay.
It was some guy's backup marker. And at the time, I was like, oh, this is cool. And so I had the baggy JTs on and some hand me down goggles. Went out there, just ran into the snake and stayed in the snake and played 1 point. But that was about it. And then the guy showed up and I was like, well, dang. I kind of enjoyed that. And then ended the day off by picking up paintballs and switching them between my fingers. And that's how I got started. So not the traditional birthday party of a friend and playing woods ball, but my brother actually competed with a team. It was Team Grumpy out of Atlanta, Georgia. And then he's played with some factory teams and made it to semi-pro. He's also a free agent right now. So if anybody in the Atlanta area is watching this and y'all want to pick up somebody that has knowledge, he's a good guy.
Nice.
But the,
So after being thrown to the wolves at a PSP
oh
event,
yeah.
how long did it take you to go like, hey, I'm gonna grab my own gear and like pursue this thing?
So I didn't really pursue it. It was my brother. So every time he got something new, so my mom and my dad, his dad is divorced. So he had his mom and dad split days. So one weekend he'll be up with his mom and one weekend he'll be down here with us. So his grandparents on his mom's side like spoiled him. So he'd get like a new marker like every couple of months if he wanted it. And so he passed down to me a Spider Victor.
Okay.
And so I started off with that just in the backyard. Never played in an event again. But next door neighbor ended up buying some Walmart bunkers, I think.
Okay.
We had like just a one-on-one, like every day. We'd just go out there and do that until I don't really know why we stopped. We just stopped. Like everybody grew up and I just started playing football, baseball, and I just grew away from the sport. And I just recently got back into it. It was actually last year. I had just completed hazmat school with the Army in February. And then I come home and I watch a YouTube. I was scrolling through YouTube and YouTube ended up like showing me like an NXL event. And I was like, why is this on my For You page? I haven't searched anything up in forever. I was like, so paintball near me. And at that time, Tyler at C3XL, he was hosting the inaugural, well, not the inaugural, preseason tournament,
Okay.
the invitational.
Yeah.
And so I ran down there, told my wife, I was like, hey, I hope you don't have anything going on today. I'm going to run over here to Carolina Extreme over here in 6 Mile and watch some paintball. She was like, oh, okay. Well, have fun. So I went over there, started talking to Dawson and the guys with Legendary Weapons without knowing that's their home team, like their home field too. I was like, yeah, I used to play, everything. And I said, but I don't have any gear, but I'd like to get back into it. And then I think that was Saturday. By Sunday, I was back at that field and bought me a Axe 2.0.
Okay.
And then by the following weekend, I had sold that. I sold that and got me a Lux X and
Okay. Nice.
started practicing with the team and everything. Um, and then it's been history since.
So you were with the weapons last year.
Yes, sir. I
You guys
was. I
had
was with Legendary.
yeah, you had a pretty good season. So
For first season back, and I'm 29, so like I said, 10 or 12 when I played. 16, 15, 16 seasons that I haven't played, and it wasn't even tournament ball. I was just playing one-on-ones. So for me to take that much of a hiatus and come back and have the kind of season that we've had with legendaries, I think it was phenomenal. Like Tyler would tell you, only 1% of people that sign up and have a PB Leagues account take first place. And then less than that take first place on their first ever event.
yeah,
Granted, all the credit to Noah, Dawson, and those guys, but I mean, I think I contributed 1 or 2 points. I mean, it's still contribution is contribution.
yeah. Well, and we were talking before we start recording. You played like how many? 8 or 9 events?
8 events. Yep.
8 events
Yes, sir.
this year. That's a lot.
Yeah, it was. I don't know what I was thinking. That was a lot of money. I was just kidding. No, what did we do? We played some CFOAs. We played, well, 8 of the I wanna say 3 of those events were me listed as D5 and D6. So
Okay.
I was coming in. I mean, I'm not saying I was better than anybody on the D6 roster because we got some dang animals that like Devin, Carolina Ice now D4. Um, w- I'm D4 now from having that phenomenal season. Russ is D4. Jake's D5 now. But yeah, we had some phenomenal players. But me coming in, I've already had a D5 tournament on my hands. So they're like, well, we're gonna have you with the D6 guys. You're gonna show them like it's not just cupcakes and rainbows playing D5. You did it, but we're gonna take you down to D6. Use that time to build your repertoire and your IQ for paintball. And so I went down there D6 with those guys, and Ernie helped us a lot. But Dawson and Adam wanted me to do D6 because I had that inside scoop of how D5 true X, well, not true X ball, but X ball played like, and I could help them understand what the pit is, communication and stuff like that. So they made that decision. But like I said, 3 of those events, the one at Carolina Extreme, I played both D6 and D5. And then there was another one I played D6 and D5. And then NGXL, we played episode 3 and took first on that one. So yeah, that's where the eight tournaments came from this year. Well, this past year. So it wasn't like a lot of traveling like most of these guys that play 8. It was because I was double listed.
It's still a lot though.
Oh yeah, especially 4 prelim games per. So at least I got it split up between Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
But I mean, most of those pro guys, they're only playing
Two games a
two
day.
matches. Yeah, 2 games a day. I'm over here. I play 4 and then 4 the next day. And both of those days, we made it out of prelims. So ended up playing 6 each day. So that's 12 matches in 2 days. And they don't even do that on the pro level in 3 days. But
What was your favorite league you went to?
no hate to Tyler, but I will say I'll say the NGXL
Okay.
just because as a starter, like as a D6 league, I would say the NGXL because of the prize. Like we didn't get no money. I don't think Tyler does money for D6 either, but just having that there and being able to get a unique medal, not just some gold, silver, and bronze, but they actually have it plastered. I don't have it with me right now because I'm not in my actual studio because we got guests over, but it actually is engraved with the NGXL logo and then the season 3, episode 3, first place. So it's like, it's means a little bit more to me that, okay, well, what event did you win with the C3? Because it doesn't say it on there.
Yeah.
And like I said, no hate towards Tyler. I heard that his stuff's supposed to be better this year, as he said.
Mhm.
So I'm excited to see that. Now, D5 and D4, Tyler runs a phenomenal show. I'm not sure if you went to the Carolina Invitational, the inaugural 5 man,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I went and played with rice and beans.
okay, so you played Sunday
Yeah.
because Saturday was D5. Yeah, so the way he ran that and how smooth it was. Now that's my favorite league for D5 and D4.
Okay.
There's just too much going on for D5 and Brat in GXL. I think if they're gonna do that, they should run D6 and I think they're doing D3 over at NGXL. That should be Saturday. And then Sunday should you have all your D5 playing on the grass field, D4 over on the turf field, and have it split like that. But trying to run and some D4 and D6 on Saturday, and you have so much talent out there. I would wish they would split it up so D6 can actually watch the D4 guys and the D3 guys to get more knowledge.
Yeah. Well, I think that's one of the reasons he shrunk it down and made it one day, right? So everyone's going to be there. The D6 guys will get to watch very competitive paintball.
Right.
The D5
Well, and the
guys
what
will too.
right, and the way he has it is great. So like you do all of your D6 prelim games, and then they start the D6 semifinals or quarterfinals, and in between matches, he's going to have the D5 prelim games going. So, so from what I'm understanding is how he said he had it. I'd have to go back and look, but it was like all of D6 goes first, then D5, and then you start having your D6 finals and championship brackets, and then once prelims are over for D5, D4 starts, and then you have your D5 championship bracket, and then D4 championship bracket at the end of all the prelims of D4. So I'm excited for that to see how that runs. I think he's running a great show. Tight ship, but definitely a great show over there. Tyler's doing a phenomenal job.
Yeah. It's to me, it's a fun format, right?
Absolutely. Definitely great for beginners like myself. I mean, you threw me into a 5 man without the experience I got this past year. I think we would have went 0-4 at that 5 man invitational.
Yeah. Yeah. Which you
But we
guys
had some great guys.
did pretty well at the 5 man invitational.
Yeah, we did. I mean, second place, but it's not first. But I think going in after we got out of prelims, I think we had it in the bag and we were like, oh man, we're on top of the world. And then it just came down to what was it? The Killionaires. Think, yeah, they took it from us. I mean, we beat them in prelims, but prelims is not championship bracket. Everything's different. I think they just found our number and we kept running the same thing. That's where a coach would have been great for a 5 man event. They kind of had that with Paintball Dad.
Yeah.
I can't pronounce his last name, and I'm not gonna even try. So Paintball Dad was a player coach there, I do believe is how he
Yeah.
had that. And he did phenomenal. He beat us when it mattered. You know, prelims doesn't matter unless it comes down to you going 2-2, 1-3, and it comes down to a point margin.
Yeah.
But once you get out of that, every mistake counts. I feel like Killionaires, they had our number when we made a mistake and we couldn't overcome it.
Yeah. You guys have had a good season. So on the other side of the coin, they also had like a phenomenal season as well.
But yeah,
Um, so
I
it's
think their D6 team took first. They're
the
in the
D.
season,
Yeah.
and then their D5. I mean, they finished third, fourth. Off the top of my head, I think that's where they finished. But they won the third tournament because their D5 won their third tournament.
Yeah.
And then they won the 5 man,
Hmm.
and then their D6 won four, and they won number 3 and 4.
Yeah.
And then So, I mean, they have a great team over there. They have a great organization. I hate saying team because a team is one group of guys.
Mhm.
It's an organization over there. It's kinda like a family. So they mean I mean, they're doing great and, ready for see how they do this year. Unfortunately, I have to take a break this year. Just had a baby 3 weeks ago. Today's 3 weeks, and then at the end of this year, I'll be going over the pond to serve the country I love to call home, and I might play here and there at the 2 local tournaments over at Carolina Extreme, so if you're watching this and you need a D4, D5 guy, I can play either Snake, Dorito, or home. I don't care. I'll throw my like I tell people, like, all the time, like, we might be playing street football, and I'll still dive for a catch. I'll skin up my legs. I'll skin up my elbows. And people are like, "Why would you do that?" The love of the game, brother. And if I love it if I love something a lot, I will sacrifice my body for it. I've sacrificed my body for the Army, and I'll sacrifice my body for paintball too. I think the Carolina Extreme Sunday, well, yeah, Sunday, I was injured that Sunday playing
Really?
D5. I was. And the guys will tell you my knee was probably the size of a basketball on my right leg. Don't know what happened. Yeah, like over exaggerating a little bit, but it was painful. Like they were like, "Oh man, sit out, sit out." I was like, "No, like I can do this. I promise." And so Friday, me, Jake, Russ, Devin, and the guys were like, talked to Ernie, and we set up. We were going to have a walk the field because it was going to be at Carolina Extreme. So we had opportunity to walk the field because that's our home field, and that comes with home field advantage, unless it's a blind layout and you can't walk it. But we were gonna do some practice, go over a walkthrough, and we're gonna grill out. Well, everybody forgot the food to grill out, so we didn't grill out. So we were doing the walkthrough, and the only thing I could think of is when I knelt down behind one of the Doritos, I felt like I got either bit by an ant or something because I had like a bite mark. Like it looked just like a fire ant had bit me on my kneecap. Didn't think nothing of it. Saturday comes, we played D6, and by the end of the day, I was like, my knees just started feeling awkward. Like it was like hard for me to walk. I was like, I don't know what happened. It just started building up with fluid. Went home that night, iced it, came back the very next day. I'm literally limping until I, do a
Feel
couple
that
of stretches.
adrenaline hits?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, because don't know if you were there either day, but I ended up like diving over the snake beam and getting one of the guys. He was wearing cat ears. And I was like, before the tournament, like, I'm not a flashy guy. Like, yeah, I have some super dead mask builds, but those aren't going to be fielded. Like, those are for
Your
my
enjoyment
collection.
for
Yeah.
your art
Like, I'm not
pieces.
going to, yeah, my art pieces, I mean, expensive art pieces, but it is what it
Well,
is.
good art is expensive.
Yeah, always. I mean, the Mona Lisa is fetching like $35 million last time I checked, but he was wearing cat ears. And I told the guys, like the D6 guys, I said, I'm putting him out. Like, none of it, I don't like this fancy, flashy, hey, do your job and let's take home the dub. And we ended up playing them and we were down 2-1. Why? Because we were making stupid mistakes. We weren't communicating. I said, this is it. Like I ended up running up the middle, 50 brick. And we got one guy off a break. And so they had one guy, I think she was actually a girl. She was on the snake side behind one of the small little bunkers. It might have been like a baby can or a small can. No, this was a Doritos show. She was in the baby Dorito. I was on snake side. That's right. Because I jumped over the snake beam. I dove into the snake beam and popped up, put a few balls up to his general location, came to the side, put some more. Then I jumped up and just shot him and put him out. And then went down the snake side and shot her in her back or pack. It doesn't matter. She was out. And then we tagged the buzzer 2-2. This is right after the rainstorm that made everybody cool off, I guess. And so we were going into going into the championship bracket, ended up facing Wildfire, and that group of guys, it's like 3 or 4 of them. Like, they don't ever take a break. They play D6 and D5,
Oh, yeah,
and we
they
play
go
them, and, of course,
nonstops.
every day of the week. I was like, "There's no way you're D6." She's like, "Yeah, I'm D6." PB League says he's D6, so he's D6, right? So we ended up playing them, losing to them. I think it was 2-1, and then we went into the finals. It was against AC Greenville, and Eric hates this, but all the guys for AC Greenville just packed up and left. He was the only one there, and I was like, "Dude," I said, "You made it to the finals," and that's how
That's how they
whoever
found
played.
out.
Yeah. I was like, "What?" He's like, "No, there's no way." I said, "Yes, you made it by point margin." He's like, "Oh my god." And he ran down there to the bottom of the hill and was trying to get the guys to suit up real quick. Well, then that lost them their semifinal match. And then, of course, we lose our semifinal. So it's us and AC Greenville to play. Eric comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, man, congrats." Fortunately, most of our guys left already. There's only me and I think Corey was the last one, maybe. Or I can't remember who it was, but there was one other guy. I was like, "Dude, just go out on the field. 2 against 3, okay." And I mean, just think of it as a practice. I mean, you run 3-on-2s all the time, 3-on-1s, 2-on-1s. You gotta get your communication down. Just look at it as practice. That way you can still get what you paid for. I mean, you made it, so you're still paying.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Unfortunately, we're no, congratulations." I was like, "Dang, I hate to, um, do that." So that was when we took that's when we took 3rd over there. And then you got dogs?
Yeah, yeah, it's a dog. Yeah, I was
That's what
like,
I
"What's
was
going
worried
on? Did
about.
he just pause
Yeah,
on?" No, no, this is my dog.
yeah, no, no, I have 2 German Shepherds, and, it kinda sounded like them, and
Yeah.
that's why I came over into our bedroom because, like I said, we got guests and we got 2 dogs, and my paintball corner is out of commission with a little bit of baby stuff, so I moved in here. Didn't wanna cause any distractions, but
No, no,
gotta
that's
love
my
the fur
German
that.
Shepherd barking.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Luckily, this will, no one will know what we're talking about because it's
Okay,
her out.
okay. Yeah,
It pulls her out as background, so,
that's good, that's
yeah.
always good.
Um, but yeah, so that's how you guys got 3rd there?
Yeah, that's how we got 3rd there, and then I wanna say, well, event 4, that also is how we got 3rd there. Ended up can't remember his name. We're friends on Facebook, and if you see this, I'm sorry, dude. Jacory or something like that. He's dreads on Wildfire. He
Okay.
ended up he had a heat stroke or
Shit.
some kinda medical thing go on down there at Palmetto Hills. I think that's where number
Yeah.
4 was, and, I mean, it's middle of June, July, and it's 110 degrees out there. You're playing paintball, and you don't have a 4th player to sub you in. You're one of the best players on the team, so, of course, you're gonna play almost every point. Well, he ended up after I think they lost their last preseason prelim game, and it kinda made him upset, and so he threw down his mask and started feeling some type of way, went down to the woods, and then nobody seen him for, like, 15, 20 minutes, and I was like, "Well, last time I seen him, he ran down there into the woods." They went to check on him, and he was, like, almost, like, gone, and
Jeez.
so they yeah, so luckily we had a few people there that knew what they were doing. They helped him up and got him right. Um, Ambulance came, and unfortunately, uh, they didn't wanna finish it because he was out,
Yeah.
and granted, I wouldn't wanna finish something either if one of my team members went down. Like, we're supposed to be a family, we're supposed to be a team. If one of us goes down, we're all going down, and so they ended up sacrificing that tournament and gave us the 3rd because we ended up losing to Killionaires. My stupid mistake, and I will say that over and over to 1,000 people every single time. I made stupid mistake. Killionaires were playing pocket paintball just like rice and beans, which works. I got aggravated because I like to be aggro. Come on, let's. let's shoot. Like, they don't know what overshooting is, these guys. And I mean, we don't play 15 balls per second anymore. So,
Yeah.
like, 3 balls? Okay, man. I'm sorry I gave you an extra 2 balls, but they were just playing pocket paintball and they weren't moving. And it just made me, like, aggravated. Like, I wanted to get aggressive, so I was being the home player, and I'd run up center 50 every time. I was getting a couple of kills, but, I mean, by the time I made it to center 50, both my back players are gone. Like, Dorito's getting shot off Snake off break. Snake player is popping up a little too early and getting smoked by their Dorito player, and now I'm here in a 3v1, and
In the
I mean,
center of
it's
the
just not
field.
working. Yeah, center of field.
Not a great spot to be in.
Right. It's not, and I put our team in a bad spot too. And luckily we went down 2 points, and they were able to fight back and win 2 points. But one of those points was the last point was a dirty hang, and so they ended up winning 3-1. And unfortunately, we walked away with the second. Well, yeah, we placed second at tournament. That's right. But you live and learn. I mean, even the greats have lost plenty of matches that they should have
Yeah.
won.
No one wins more than they lose.
I mean, in
No
my
one.
case, I mean, I have the stats to prove it,
Well, that's okay. I'll give it to you for now.
but let let me get back. Let me get back, and I promise you, when I get on the next team, when I get back from my military stuff, I'm sure I will lose more often than not. It's just it comes with the property of playing paintball. You might get lucky a season when you're playing D6, but once you start moving up them ranks, the the wins come very seldom. You
Yeah.
can probably throw a penny in a mason jar before you can get more wins than
Definitely
losses,
gets
unless
harder
you're
for
paintball
sure.
fit.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Unless you're one of them great teams like paintball fit, you win almost every match you play until it comes down to what really matters, World Cup, and then
Well, I think it's as someone who was a new dad 11 years ago when playing paintball, I think it's really smart of you to like take the first of the season
right.
off
Yeah.
cuz I definitely tried to play during those early times, and my last event, like, my heart just wasn't in it. I'd rather have been home with my
Yeah.
kid,
Absolutely.
you know, and you think the logic behind it was, at least for me, was like, he's a baby, like, who
Yeah.
like, he's not gonna change in a day, it's gonna be fine, I'm not going out doing cool dad stuff,
Right.
and that lasted for about 2 events, and then I was like, "You know what? I think I'd rather just be home."
Well, yeah, yeah.
I can, go to the local field and shoot around and stay sharp, but, like, I don't think I'm gonna travel for a minute.
But yeah, that's what I've done. My daughter wasn't even born yet, and I me and my wife talked and it was like, "Hey, we're gonna slow down with the paintball. Let's save some money here and there." I mean, a case of paint is a can of formula. Like, you paying $56 for Similac when you're paying $55 for some 4-star or even some field paint,
Yeah.
depending on where you're going. So, I mean, that's one weekend of fun when that's a whole week of food for your baby. So we slowed that down, but with the 5-man, inaugural 5-man, I ended up getting, like, 4 cases of 5-star because I ended up and this would bring me into another point, but ended up paying for 2 people that didn't play because they were told that it would ruin their D6 season next year because this would be their first event, and so it'd be better if they just didn't play at all. After me personally, paid for their entry and their portion of the entry and everything. So now I've paid for 3 people.
Uh-huh.
So that's 3 cases of paint right there because we finished second, and that was 10 cases of paint. And then, of course, can't I think me and Jake split the last case. So I had, like, 3.5 cases here that I brought home, and I would shoot every now and then, probably a bag. You don't need a whole case of paint for
Yeah.
practice. I mean, it was 5-star too, so, like, it's gonna shoot straighter, more reliable than all the other paint. I went through probably that half a case, and then I was like, "Hey," "Hey, babe, I'm gonna run down to the paintball field. Like, I just nobody's gonna be there. It's just gonna be me. I just wanna run some drills, you know? I stay sharp." So I ended up doing that and going through the last well, that was only one case that I ran through. I went 4 weekends and only ran a bag per day,
Hmm.
and then I still have 2 cases out here just chilling.
Just chilling.
I got them in a cooler, you know? They're nice and cool, so they're not gonna lose shape, and every now and then, I'll go out there and shake up the bags and make sure that they're not getting flat
Yeah, you
spots.
got to rotate it, man. You got to rotate it.
The wife said it's okay for me to go out this weekend.
Uh,
Mm.
There we go.
So, Carolina Extreme or PBC, I will be out to see y'all either Saturday or Sunday. Well, I work Saturday, so I'll be out Sunday more than likely if what she says is true. If she does still agree with me, okay, I will go out and play and do some drills. I might go to Carolina Extreme because I have a good buddy of mine. He plays for Georgia Grit, and they are, don't quote me on this, but I think they picked up Adam as a coach
Oh,
because they're playing D5. And so Adam, the owner over at Carolina Extreme, volunteered to coach them. And so now Carolina Extreme is their home field. And I think they will be there this weekend. So I might run some points with them while Adam's away with military, and I might help them with a couple of drills if they want it. Like, by all means, I'm not trying to step on anybody's foot, but if they want some help, I'm more than happy to give it to them.
so haven't had anyone from Extreme on in a hot minute. So how's the field doing? And at least from your perspective, and what teams are out there these days?
Man, oh man. You know, this brings up a good point. I think you had somebody on here talking about there's no tea in the on your podcast. Well, let me give you some tea. This is how so Adam stepped away from Carolina, from Legendaries because he has a son. He wants to be in his son's life. So he stepped away because his son wasn't really into paintball and whatnot. And sorry, Adam, if you didn't want that information out there. But so he stepped away. He wanted to spend more time with family. Nobody's going to fault the man for it. So he passed everything down to Dawson. And Dawson was trying to change some things up. Have yet to receive a text message or a call back from Dawson in 4 months. I think October 15th was supposed to be the deadline for a $300 payment for our new jerseys and our sponsorship. I asked him if I was still on the team, asked him, "Hey, when's the next practice?" We even created a Discord. Everybody was talking. And then out of nowhere, it just fell off. And don't know the reason. I might want to say that it was because I kind of got mad at him for ruining what I had set up for the 5 man. I mean, I talked to Eric at Greenville and we agreed that he had 3 players. I had like 4 players that were okay with playing the 5 man. Asked Dawson if it was okay if he would coach us because he didn't want to play. And then I had picked up 2 people that Jake knew that were going to play that were D6. I was like, hey, don't worry about it. Well, then it came down to them not, one of them ended up like leaving their job. So he didn't have the money. I said, well, dude, don't worry about it. I'm here to play paintball. I have the money. So I will go ahead and pay for y'all. Don't worry about paying me back. Just buy your paint. And it was good. It was good to go. And then so Friday came around and I called Jake and I was like, hey, does Izzy or Isaiah have an LV2? And he was like, yeah. I was like, well, can they bring it tomorrow so I can shoot it? I might want to go upgrade from the CS2 to the LV2.
Hmm.
He's like, oh, they're not going to be there. I was like, what do you mean? And then he told me that Dawson said it wasn't going to be a good idea. I was like, well, who's picking up for him? And then they told me it was going to be Devin, which Devin's a great baller. No problem with that. And Dawson was going to play this time. I was like, well, that's crazy. He's never talked to me about it. And I'm the one that initially initiated this 5 man team. Like, and I have the text message to prove this. So it's not like I'm making false accusations out here. Not the kind of person I am. But so that happened. I mean, and I haven't talked to him since the day when we were leaving that tournament. I told him, I said, when were you going to say something? I said, who's going to reimburse me? He's like, "Well," I was like, "Well, no, how about this? The entry for this for 10 people was gonna be like 45 or $50." I said, "I will take 2 cases of 5-star plus my case." And then he's like, and then I think Noah or Devin said, "Oh, you can have my case." I think that's how I got 4 cases of paint that day.
Okay.
I was like, "It's not about the money, it's the principle," is what I
Mhm.
told him. And then we haven't talked since. And I'm a grown man. I'm not gonna hold a grudge against nobody. But if you text me, I'm I'm gonna try to respond back to you. But if you call me, I'm gonna answer it a lot faster than a text message.
Mhm.
But back to your question, I think the only team running out of Carolina Extreme is Georgia Grit
Okay.
because Dawson moved everything to PBC Greenville because Rice and Beans are out there, a couple other people, which is great, to have a variety of teams to scrimmage against.
Yeah.
But like I was trying to talk to Jake about this when him and his airsoft guys were going to make a paintball team for this year. I was like, there's nothing wrong with practicing two days a week, both both days on the weekend.
No.
Saturday can be here at Carolina Extreme, and you just work on fundamentals and drills.
Mhm.
Sunday, when everybody's at PBC, you can go to PBC and scrimmage people.
Yeah.
You can't just scrimmage people and think that, well, we won 1 point on them, so we're getting better. No, paintball paintball is about having angles and being able to actually perform. Every now and then, you're going to get lucky. I mean, we were D6 playing D4 when we first started, and we were taking a point, but a point's not going to win a match. You have to you have to rally points. And so I was telling them it's okay to have a 2-day practice. And you can practice at one field and scrimmage at another. There's nothing wrong with that. But me personally, I did it, and there's nothing wrong with PBC Greenville besides the field. Like what they're doing at PBC Greenville is great. I think what I heard was they're going to actually update PBC Greenville, but it was because they let it go to hell because they had 2 big fields up in North Carolina they had to take care of,
Mhm.
and they were getting that ready for the CFOA. And so some fields are going to get neglected when you're a big corporation like PBC is. I mean, you have 4 total fields, I think. You
3.
got Taylorsville, 3.
Yeah, they got 3.
Oh,
They
did they
got 3
sell
in
the
a
one
shop.
down? That might be what I was thinking. No, did wait, they it might be pulling up an old field that they might have sold or they used to lease. Is probably where I was getting my information. I thought they had one down in Columbia or something like that.
No, I don't think so.
Uh, hmm.
They might have had a
And again,
shop
I might
at
be
one point. Can't
right.
remember.
Okay.
And to be fair, when it comes to that stuff,
Right.
I keep a lot
But
trapped in here. I just
yeah.
don't remember a 4th PBC field. I know
Okay.
they had Rock Hill, still have
Mhm.
Rock Hill. That kinda has a shop on it. They have a shop in Greensboro. They got the Greensboro field and then the Greenville field, and they had a shop in Greenville for years, really until, geez, think, even in, like, 14, they had the shop.
Mhm. Yeah. Maybe it's Command
Net
Decisions that's in Taylorsville?
Command Decisions is in Taylorsville.
Oh, okay. Yeah. There's so many fields around here that are local and that
Mhm.
nobody knows about, and it's, coming on a podcast, you're trying to have all your information correct, so, I mean, I have so many fields in my head, like,
But
you know
nonetheless, they got a lot of fields, and they
yeah.
do have a 4th location that I think the Greensboro is gonna move to a new Greensboro location, and they're
That might
growing
be what I was
constructive.
talking about, yeah.
So,
Yeah. I
they
think
got a
that's why
lot going on there, and Cali does a lot, but Cali is just one man.
one yeah. But yeah, that's why I mean, I practice out there at PBC, and I mean, I think that's when I talked to you first time, actually talking to you was out there. And I personally, as a player, like I will sacrifice my body for anything I love, but to do it knowingly, to run on what I had seen last time, a lot of divots in that turf, but I think they're going in the right direction from last time I heard. And Eric going out and buying new bunkers for that field was great. Eric's a stand up guy. Love that dude to death. Just wish we could be on the same team more often than not because every time I play Greenville, whether it was with Legendary's weapons or if got picked up by another team, I know that me and him are going to put it all on that field. And one of us is going to walk to the other and say, "Congrats on the win, brother." And like I said, he's just a stand up guy and I like him
Yeah.
a lot. And, you know, what as much, and he's surpassed me in growth. Like,
He puts a lot into it, you know?
yeah.
He really does. So, and he's out there usually 2 days a weekend, regardless
Mhm.
of layout or anything, he's out there. So, you know,
Right, right.
you put in the work, you're gonna go far, right?
But yeah,
If you
yeah.
have the bandwidth. A little hard to do it as a new dad sometimes and other
Oh,
situations
yes,
in
sir.
life, but, I was thinking about this the other day. I drive to Hendo every day, so I get a nice hour-long commute to think about stuff.
But yeah,
I was thinking about new players and, like, if you really want to pursue paintball and get to what I would call, like, a mid-tier level, right? So, like,
right.
either a really good local D4 dude or a solid D3 guy, you need to put 4 years in without quitting.
Absolutely.
And the majority of that, at least 3 of those years have to be, like, double weekends, 2
Oh,
days in the weekend. Like, that's just what it takes.
yes, and when I first started back in February last year, I mean, after going to that invitational, I promise you my wife probably didn't spend more than 4 or 5 hours with me a weekend a weekend. 'Cause it was, "Alright, field opens up at 9:30 for us players because we were gonna set up the field and blow up bunkers, warm up, start practicing at 10," and then by the time I realized it, it was 4 o'clock. 5 o'clock, then you tear down the field and whatnot, and then go home. And then by the time you go home, you're cleaning up, you're washing your jerseys and you're cleaning your marker and stuff like that, and then going to sleep because you're getting ready for tomorrow. And so there was multiple 2-day weekends where I was at that field, whether it was just me by myself with Ernie getting coached or me and a couple of the guys like me, Jake, Devin, Dylan, Brandon, Russ, and then you had Dawson on Sundays because I think he was helping run the store sometimes. So I mean, there you have to put the work in. It's just like baseball, football, basketball.
Yeah.
You can't get good just because you shoot 500 paintballs today. You have to put that 500 in every single day. They say it takes 3 weeks to create or form a habit, and if you can go out there and practice every single day, that's great, but in reality, we're all grown men and women, and so we have jobs Monday through Friday or even Monday through Thursday, and you have the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but if you don't put the time in, you're not gonna get better, and, that's why I enjoyed having Ernie as the coach and hate that Norris had to leave, but Norris, I enjoyed his coaching style. A lot of stuff went on right there and be more than happy to talk to you more in depth about it, but
We'll leave that one.
we're good. Yeah,
Love you,
but I
Norris.
mean,
That's all I'm
yeah,
gonna say.
Norris is great. I just wish we had more of him throughout the season because me personally, I definitely seen a difference in my play style, in my playing. And like we talked about earlier, I mean, 8 tournaments this year. 7 of those 8 we made it out of prelims. 5 of those 7, we made it on to, the finals. We made it onto the podium, so I think we went 2 first places, 1 second, and that was the 5-man, and then 2 thirds. So, I mean, that's like I said, 5 podiums out of 7 of the tournaments that we actually made it out of prelims. So a lot of winning happened because of coaching, and if you don't have yourself a good coach or you don't have a good person to help you grow, all the snap shooting is worthless. Because if you don't know when's the best time to pop out and take a shot, you're probably gonna look at the wrong time and get plastered between the eyes.
Yeah. Well, and that's the other thing is, like, along with that time commitment, like, some of that needs to be traveling, right? Like,
Mhm.
unless you're very fortunate to have a couple different high-end players at your local field, like, you gotta travel. if you're gonna get better. Even, you know, even if you do have those high end players, I'd say, just going the next town over and doing a scrimmage or whatever pays dividend because every field has their own little style to it. And, different looks are a good
Yeah,
thing to have,
I've
right?
I've I've noticed that when I went to PVC that one time we had a practice, but and then going to NGXL, I mean, that field plays differently. So I guess I credit the D6 league that I like the best to NGXL because you're playing on a 5-man field
Okay.
and 5-man layout,
Hmm.
but as 3 people. So now you have to be spot on with your calls, but you also have to be spot on with your first ball. You have to know your lanes. And I don't think we that team that we won with at NGXL, we didn't practice on that layout at all. But guess what we did have because of our coaches? Communication. We knew how to lane. We knew when to move. And we had the guys that we were playing with, they knew what we were gonna do and what move we were gonna make before we even made it because we just had that communication. We had that brotherhood with each other and we were building up on that. But yeah, uh, time and time and commitment and money is going to make you better in this. And if you can get out to another field that has different talent, each field's going to play different. Like I saw, I think Wolverine, I think we were talking about it earlier. I drive to Hendersonville and Asheville every single day with work. I drive a truck for United Rentals and I take 25 all the way to 26 and drive down 26 till exit 30. And I have all these jobs over there. I was, I remember when the hurricane hit and that field was underwater.
Was under like 20 feet of water.
That you couldn't even see the pitching machine for the fun park that they have over
Yeah.
there. Like, it
Which
was
is,
that
which is
high.
a good 10 feet in
Mhm.
elevation from most of the playing fields.
Right.
So, yeah, what Mikey has done there is phenomenal, and I'm never gonna stop giving him credit for that because he's been
Oh,
working his
yeah,
butt off.
absolutely. And I will give him credit for this because, like I said, I drive 26, and just the other day, I listen to your podcast. When I leave the shop in Belton, South Carolina, it takes me about an hour and 15 minutes to get to Wolverine.
Yeah.
So, I was listening to one I think it was Mikey's podcast, episode
Mike
109, I think it
Mhm.
was,
Yeah, Mikey was on.
and and he was talking about some bright yellow sub-air bunkers, and by that time, with a little bit of pausing of your podcast to go to the gas station or something, I get up there and I'm driving by it. I was like, "I've never noticed those bunkers before." And then I finish my day off and I'm coming back. I'm thinking to myself, "Man, I need to go online and find out what field that is." And then I get home and I totally forget about it, and then we started talking about it,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Well, there's Carolina Ruckus over there in Arden, then you have that Beer City Paintball over there in Hendersonville too," and you're like,
Mhm.
"Well, Wolverine's in between both of them." I
Yeah.
said, "Is that the one with the bright yellow stuff
That's
there
the one.
bunkers?" And then I was like, "Yeah, I mean, that field looks great." From even the interstate, that
Yeah.
field looks great. I can't wait to see it in person, and hopefully I can make it out one weekend when the wife allows me it
Mhm.
loosens up the leash that I have right now with a 3-week-old. So hopefully I can get out there and um, hopefully meet some players out there that um, even if I don't play with OFP, I mean, maybe they want to pick me up next season for a tournament or two or whatever the case may be. Because with OFP, OFP is based out of Jacksonville Paintball Park. That's for the southern teams, and then the northern teams are up there in like New Jersey and Virginia and something like that. And I just can't drive 8 hours to Jacksonville Paintball Park every weekend. And Brandon Arvin is a great guy. Shout out to Brandon. He's the CEO and founder of OFP. He understands. Like when I talked to him when I was getting brought on, he's like, dude, I don't care if you can make it to every paintball practice. I don't care if you can only make it to one. You tell me you can't make it, you tell me you can make it. If you can't, that's fine. If you can, that's fine. I understand you have a family and family always comes first. And he's a great guy.
Can you explain for everyone listening? It's been explained before on here, but explain what OFP is and what they do.
So OFP is a nonprofit organization, 501c3 or 3C, if I said it
C3.
right. C3,
You
yeah.
had it right.
With all the paintball, I'm in the C3XL. I didn't want
Yeah.
to say the wrong thing, but so it's a nonprofit. It's a charity. Brandon set it up where veterans and families of veterans can come together and enjoy events like we have endurance running, skydiving. We have a paintball team. It's just to bring veterans closer together, and whether you're struggling or not with something, you can come together and enjoy each other's company, like the brotherhood we have when we're overseas and we're sucking the suck and whatnot. But yeah, we have skydiving, paintball, endurance running. There's a ton of other things that he offers, and we just had an event a couple weeks ago. It might have been last week, and a lot of the guys got together and
You'll
had
be
a
forgiven for
dinner.
not remembering.
Yeah,
You got a
man,
good excuse.
yeah. And staying up till 1 o'clock with the baby, then going to sleep, getting back up at 4, going to work, and then coming home. And just, I think it was Tuesday night. Like I said, I got pulled over by DOT in North Carolina, 1 mile away from the state line.
That's where
I
they
didn't
get
gun.
you.
Yeah, I've had people told me, you should have just floored it. And I was like, yeah. And then it be GTA 5 and got a 5 star. But my wife said that as soon as my head hit the pillow, I was out snoring, and she could. I was like, dang, I hate that. But you got to do what you got to do. And with her out for 8 weeks from work, I mean, I'm the only one bringing in money.
Yeah.
So I got to go back to work. And work don't like to give men time off for babies. I tell you
Nope,
that.
it
But
does not.
so you got to take it where you can get it. And
Well, man, we're right at an hour, so let's
okay,
wrap up with the Andy Taco Shop financing available question. What's the dream gun?
the dream gun. And I would have to say a dream gun would probably be either a Twister or an Adrenaline. Twister CS3 Pro or an Adrenaline Idol. I seen someone have the Dragon's Breath
Uh-huh.
Adrenaline Idol. And oh man, those are the
Those,
fancy. Like I told you earlier, I'm not a fancy kind of guy, but
but that's a
um
fancy
that
one.
would yeah, it will be eye candy on my shelf. Would not play with it.
Well, man, thanks for coming on, and we'll
Well, I
definitely get you
appreciate you
back
having me.
on.
Well, yes,
You know,
sir.
congratulations on the little one, and I
Thank
know
you.
it's a couple months away, but stay safe when you're over the pond. Come back to us whole,
Yes, sir. I appreciate
and
it.
shout out whoever you want to shout out, and we'll take it out of
All
this
right.
thing.
Brandon Arvin over at OFP, Chris Rangel over at VM, Veteran Militia, if you don't know. I'm going to also shout out my wife for allowing me to play paintball in the first place. Shout out to you. I mean, just like Super Dead, often imitated, but never replicated. I love your show. Like I said, I listen to it every day. I wish you could put out more, but I'm kind of closing in on that. Episode 111, I just have to watch now. It just came across my, notifications that you just uploaded another one, so I gotta
Okay.
look at it.
That's a heater, man. That's a heater.
Awesome. I'm excited,
You
excited.
want to talk about some tea, they get into it.
Oh, do they? Wow. Okay. As soon as I get off here, I'm gonna watch it.
But yeah, man. Yeah, man, you got me all flustered here. Anyways, we'll see everyone else next time on the Planet PayPal podcast. You just gotta hang out with me for a sec.
Sounds good.
Thanks for tuning in to the Planet Paintball podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. Whether you're out there grinding in the divisional pits or chasing dreams on the pro stage, remember, it's all about the passion, the hustle, and the love for the sport. Until next time, keep grinding, keep growing, and we'll see you back here on the Planet Paintball podcast